We just showed in our Roku channel only segment the Jim Harbaugh introductory video that was put out by the outstanding Chargers social media team, where he was, I guess, reading a poem or something like that. Was he just
it's
a
up
mission
on
statement?
It's up on the like the welcome to the locker
room. The mission
room.
statement that nobody's born on third base.
Mm-hmm. You inspired by that?
You know what? Here's, and I think I think I
run
texted
through a wall right now.
I think I texted you and Money Manager to the Stars, Don Weir. You two of you are my Ohio State buddies in a text chain that we all have together. I think I texted something similar to this to you. Is that Paul Feinbaum replacing Jim Harbaugh with Ryan Day as his favorite punching bag is a plot twist I didn't really see coming. Right. So that happened.
I think he just
week.
doesn't like the North.
Is that it?
I mean,
it's a geographic thing because you weren't.
Well, he knows his audience. Paul's smart. He knows his audience.
You weren't going geography when Harbaugh was the punching bag. You were just letting that happen.
But we all grow and learn things over time. We all grow.
So you saw Jim just yesterday, right?
Yeah. It was great catching up with him.
Okay.
Yeah. So he, I've said this like in all seriousness.
Yes,
one of the things I respect most about what he's been able to build is it looks exactly the same everywhere. And you know this better than anybody.
Yeah.
What it looked like at Stanford, even when Andrew Luck was there, right? Like how physical they were, the multiple tight end sets, what they did with Toby Gerhart, to then San Francisco with Frank Gore and how physical the defense was, then to the 9 years at Michigan. And, like he knows what he wants. And you know what stuck out to me the most, though? This is going to sound corny.
Good.
The world would be a better place if everybody liked their job as much as Jim Harbaugh does.
Yeah, no,
I mean, he legitimately loves his job. Like, it jumps out to you. And I wish when I covered him before, when he was with the Niners, I had that in mind going out there because like going out there yesterday, like you see him walk out there and kind of some of the things that he's doing early in practice. Like there was one point. This is a funny story. So they had the El Segundo government officials, firefighters, police out there in the field for a ribbon cutting for their new facility, which is beautiful.
Right across the street.
Right down the street, right? Yeah. So they bring Jim over, and one of the Chargers guys said to him, okay, so here's what we're going to do. Just come over and say hello and say hello and like kind of meet everybody. And Jim says to this person, well, like, you want me to bring the team over for the photo op? It's like, no, Jim, you don't need to do that, right? So he goes over and he spends probably 10 minutes, like shaking hands, having conversations with all the El Segundo people, and then, walks away. 15 minutes later, right before the ribbon cutting, you hear like 3 whistles, and he's waving the entire team over. And so, like, this ribbon cutting, now all of a sudden you see this massive picture with like 90 Chargers behind the ribbon cutting. And it was like,
I love it.
It was one of those things where it's like such a Harbaugh thing. And you can see now, like, the buy-in he's getting. It's a guy who loves what he does for a living and genuinely wouldn't rather be anywhere else. And I think maybe there's a little bit of a better understanding of who he is and what he is now than there was even in 2011 when he came to the Niners, which I think makes the Chargers really dangerous.
Well, a few things just to comment about what you just said there, because you speak to people with the Niners, and obviously I don't think he was enjoying that job towards the end.
Yeah.
Like it got a little dark.
Yep.
Everyone would tell you that.
Yep.
Okay. And then it's great to see him back in the NFL, smiling like, Jim, and it's because it is infectious for everyone around him.
Yeah.
And, the buy-in for people here in LA, Charger fans, and this is why I'm glad the Chargers went ahead and got him for them. Obviously, it was a little bit of a blow to lose Jim to the pros, but that's for another day. Because we don't know too many, like the OB who gave birth to my 3 kids and yours, Chris, the great Bobby Katz.
Yes.
He's like the only Charger fan we know.
Smitch. Yep.
Okay.
Not many.
Of our staff. We can count on one hand the number of Charger fans that we personally know here.
Yeah.
And How about you, TJ? Do you know many Charger fans, like
I
personally?
know 2, Frankie Delgado and Janita Peraza. That's it.
Okay, and the 5th one I think that we all know is that woman who got her 15 minutes of fame going nuts on ESPN, right?
Yes.
All right.
She's the number one.
So that's it. You put them all together. And but if you do run into Charger fans, they'll all like, well, wait a minute. I mean, Keenan Allen, we let him walk, and Mike Williams let him walk. And who's going to catch the ball? I mean, Quentin Johnston was a total, bust as a first-round pick last year. Is he going to be the guy and whatever? It's just, no. What you just said about Jim knows what he's going to bring. Mm-hmm. It's the same everywhere.
Yep.
The same sensibility, mentality, playbook. And he got 2 Ravens, Gus and J.K. Dobbins.
Yep.
And he's going to get a fullback. And
you got Joe Alt.
You got Joe Alt for the right side, which is not even what he plays.
Right.
But now he does because you got Rashawn Slater on the left side.
Yeah.
And they're going to go to work and they're going to hit you in the mouth. And that's not what you got out of the Chargers. You just got weird 4th down decisions, crazy chargering type things. And
it's going to happen in a league that's got full of teams built to beat Patrick Mahomes. And
right.
I mean, like it's just.
I proffer to say, and I never want to say Kelsey can't or won't, but I mean Kelsey has owned the Chargers more than the Spanoses.
Yeah,
I would imagine that changes.
Yep.
Like for starters.
Yep.
Obviously, he and Mahomes would kind of have their say. I find, and again, obviously, I'm biased when it comes to Jim. Like this is top 5 story. We already have the number 1 story.
That's why
being
I was there the first day.
Number 1 story is the Chiefs. Having an opportunity to three-peat.
Yeah.
But a top 5 story is what will Harbaugh do coming back? Because if he pluses the chart, he plus the Niners up 7.
Right.
His first year. He does that. The Chargers are a 12-win team.
All due respect to the other guys too, he's never had a quarterback like this.
That's another point too.
I mean, I think about it, and I think I've used this line with you before, and this is no affront to Andrew Luck or Alex Smith or J.J. McCarthy, but I think the genius of Jim is he's always gotten more out of his quarterback by asking less of them. Like the temptation always for a coach is, I have this great quarterback, I'm going to put everything on him. And like everything's going to be about him and he's going to have to carry the team. And Jim kind of goes the other way with it. Like, it's letting go of Keenan Allen and Mike Williams because he knows what he's going to build. And it's like instead of 2nd and 11, now we're in 2nd and 5. And things are so much easier for Justin Herbert.
Right.
And, I remember having this conversation with Greg Roman on how they fixed Alex Smith. And he talked about how Alex Smith had been through, 5 different offensive coordinators his first 5 years in the league. He's like, we needed to slow everything down with him where he could just go out there and play. And we needed to get to a point where like he's doing the things he does well and everybody else around him is supporting him and doing their job. And they fixed Alex Smith, which at the time it sounds like not a big deal. It was a very big deal then. And so you look at a guy who did that with Alex Smith in San Francisco and then got Colin Kaepernick to the level that he did. And, at Michigan with J.J. McCarthy knew all the right buttons to push, even if J.J. wasn't throwing for numbers that would have won him the Heisman. And now he's got this. Mm-hmm. Now he's got Justin Herbert. Mm-hmm. And you might not be asking the world of Justin Herbert, but hey, Justin, convert 3rd and 4. You know what I mean? Like it's really intriguing, like what they could do. And
certainly here in this town where the Rams, literally own the building, and this town, I think, in terms of football, there's more. There's more Rams fans in this town.
Yeah,
and the Rams are coming off an excellent season, Buzztown, and he's as buzzy as they come, man. And I can't wait for this season. It's unbelievable. Albert Breer here on the Rich Eisen Show. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.